Okay, hello everyone, and a happy new year to all of you guys out there. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, but I thought I'd do a quick desk update to show you what I've been getting up to and to fill you in on some plans for this new year and where I'll be going with the channel from the 1st of February. So with that out of the way, let's start with what I've been working on. So for those who don't know, Fantasy Flight released a game, like a skirmish game, board game, Star Wars Assault or something like that, but a friend has commissioned me to paint the minis for the game. So these come as just pure grey plastic, so we have some painted examples. I'm still working on them, but all the Empire are now painted. That's in the set. There's just the Rebels, but a few Bounty Hunters. But so we have the nice sculpts actually. But the Emperor's Guards, and I've painted these ones on sort of the deck plating texture from the Death Star. So I've painted some of them like that, the ones that would suit this sort of thing, but I've used some interesting techniques on these. I've hybrid with playing with the textures of the model because they're very plain, and obviously these guys in the movie are exceptionally plain. They look like they're wearing giant rubber suits, but I wanted to try and differentiate between the robe and the cowl that these guys wear. So that's that guy. And we have our good old probe droid. The reason why this one is on sort of a forest base is it'll come evident when you see the rest of the models. I was going to do them on bases that matched the terrain that they were on, but I thought, well, it's going to be a bit odd having a hodgepodge of all different bases. So we have a probe droid with a bit of weathering on there, and again playing with the gloss and the satin and matte coats on there to get you different effects. Wouldn't be Star Wars without some Stormtroopers. See if my camera will focus on these guys, because it doesn't like gloss white. This is a new camera, by the way. Please tell me what you think of it. And I'm playing around with camera angles, trying to figure out the best camera angle for this, but it's quite difficult at the moment. So, we have a Stormtrooper there. And we have our good old Scout Trooper with the really big laser gun blaster thing. Again, forest style bases. These are, if it'll focus, very little leaves and foliage. I'll show you how to make this. This costs less for a big container. It cost less than 25 pence, and I'll show you an easy, cheap, effective way to get lots of leaves. And you can pick it up everywhere in the world, so it's not restricted. So we have another Stormtrooper, but this one is on a forest base because these guys in the game come in units of 3 Stormtroopers. So there's 3 Stormtroopers on Death Star bases, well, there's 6 Stormtroopers on Death Star bases, but 3 on forest. And then we have good old Darth here. Again, been playing with the satin and glosses and mattes to try and differentiate between the different fabrics, and I used quite a few metallic colours in him for his like fabric-y clothing, but it's kind of got a shimmer to it, so it's a very dark. This is done with Tamiya gunmetal mixed with Tamiya smoke paint, and then it was left to dry. Once I dry brushed it over, and then it was coated with a very, very, very thin coat of Tamiya smoke, and then satin varnish down. And then his cape has been done in the traditional way with using blues working up through well, blacks, blues, greys to get you that really deep colours, and then that was matte coated. It kind of looks a little bit satiny on there, but it's really matte. And then obviously his helmet is crystal gloss. This I used Tamiya XF 1, I think it is. Basically the clear medium that they use, and the lightsaber was painted with 4 reds, working brighter and brighter and brighter to an orange, and then gloss varnished. And then the big boy for, I might have to zoom this one out a little bit because it's quite a large model, for the Empire. Oh, it's a very, very big model. ATST. Still pivots at the waist. Added a lot of weathering to it and quite a bit of highlighting on each of the armour panels, the different metals, which I've matted down to make them look more worn looking. And then some weathering added with weathering pigments, and then secured with a Decofix solution, and then varnished. And again, his base is forest style. These models all come pre-assembled, and there is a bit of clean-up to do on them. Oh, sorry, there's one more model left, the Imperial Officer. Very, very simple paint jobs on these guys, because I looked online for inspirational photos for these guys so I could paint them correctly, but the Star Wars colours are very drab for the Empire. Lots of greys and mid-tones, and I think the most colourful guys have got to be the Stormtroopers, to be really honest. So that's the ATST. And then they're still in progress, but we have, let's send this thing back in again, Luke Skywalker. He's been primed using grey and white to, so we see tan colours. Trandoshan bounty hunters. If you want to find pictures of these, there's a varying pictures from the Clone Wars animated series, and there is one in episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, in Darth Vader's bounty hunter meeting. I can never remember what these guys are called, but there's 2 of these in the set. These are the big nasty dribbly beasts from episode 2, the Geonosian arena. Of course, it wouldn't be Star Wars without at least one Wookiee. We have a generic Rebel Trooper. I'm not sure whether he's meant to be a character or not, but Rebel Trooper in Endor fatigues. Haven't painted him yet. There's only one of them in the set, so there is actually 4 Trandoshan bounty hunters. They're all exactly the same. Don't know what I'm going to do with those. But, we have a Twi'lek Jedi. I don't have the game box or anything to tell you what these guys are called, but or what they're even meant to look like, to be honest, so I've just been taking photos off of the internet to get inspirational pictures. Another cat. This looks to be a human. I think this is a boffin. Might be wrong. And then we have a human female. This has got to be the best Rebel model in the whole set, to be honest. It's such a good looking model. Nice dynamic pose in that crouching position. And that's all of them in that set. And now another project that'll be starting soon. This will be a video series, complete with writing and everything. But this is, see if my camera can even fit this box on the screen. It's quite a large box. It only just about fits. This is Iron Man Mark 42. Put it that way so you can actually read it. So there'll be unboxing on this kit, and there is going to be a full project log for this, of how I built it, how I liked it, and this kit comes with a lovely base that you can just go completely to town to. Look at the size of this base. So you can pose him on here, you can do whatever scene you like. This is the non-pre-painted version from Dragon, because I know they do a painted version of this with a nice fancy base and everything, but a nice big hollow space in the back that can fit the electronics. Like this is one very big kit, so there'll be an unboxing on that shortly, and I'll be starting on that project soon. So that is what's currently on my desk at the moment. There's a few other bits and bobs I'm still working on, like the Mars Attacks terrain, which is still primed from the last desk report. I haven't got around to filming the tutorial on this. This is going to be a maybe a 2 or a 3-part tutorial. I'm going to show you how to paint this up in a basic style. Let's zoom in on this a little bit and flick out that light, maybe that might be better. There we go. So we're going to do this one in a basic paint style, and I'm going to show you how in the next video, which is going to be more of an advanced video of how to really tool these buildings up and make them look, well, as close to accurate as possible, and getting rid of these connector marks on the front where your connectors would play. Unfortunately, when I built this building, I accidentally put a connector here as a mistake, to be honest. I should have really removed that, but I had to kind of put that one there because this is, to get this pattern here, this is actually this piece here that I've had to cut in half a little bit to cut this little section out here, so I can fit this door section, which is this one here, in there. So that we have, it is a little bit out of position there, unfortunately, but it's a ruined building, you'll notice. So the next video that'll be on this series, I'm going to paint this one up in a basic style. The next one is going to be how I filled these in, how I modified this section here with modelling clays and things to make it wood grain effect. If that off, yeah, it's having trouble because I've sprayed it white. So, and then how to match this brick pattern, and then some really advanced techniques on painting brickwork, which is being used. Well, it's an adapted form from a model railway buildings and painting. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned, and you'll get to see the new studio when it's finished. For those who haven't seen the starting pictures of what I've had to start working on, I'm building a purpose-built studio in which I'll be able to film battle reports, sculpting tutorials, and the new direction for the company, which is for my painting commission company. I am going away, well, not going away, let's say diverting attention from, let's actually pan this up a little bit, diverting attention away from what I was currently working on, which is model miniatures and war games, to more of a props and cosplay sculpting and casting. So that's kind of the new direction I'm going in 2015. So for those who like costumes, I'm not going to stop doing war games or painting commissions for war games or sculpting commissions, but I will be going to a new avenue by building props for games. I've already taken it down to the grid, which is where I go to play my games and where my casting studio is, which is a nice, lovely Iron Man head. I'm currently working on a few other props for Halo, Mass Effect, etc. And also a very secret one, which you'll get to follow along with. And it will be a kind of a ride along with me and a friend of mine as we build a suit of armour for a game system that is quite important to me, and I enjoy the game and the company of which make that game. So you can keep an eye out for that one, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. See ya.